All right. Good afternoon, Trojans. Good afternoon. Y'all are looking at me like she's had a lot of Mountain Dew. You're right. Good afternoon and welcome to Fayetteville Tech. We are so glad you are here. We got to get some energy. Come on. Come on. When I say black, you say gold. Black, black. When I say Trojan, you say spirit. Trojan, Trojan. All right. When I say next, you say chapter. Next, next. All right. Well, we are so honored and so thankful that you have chosen Fayetteville Tech as your next chapter. And we have a fun-filled afternoon for you this afternoon. Before we get started, I would like to take a minute and introduce to you all our president. Mr. Mark Sorrells is here with us today, and he would like to come and give a brief welcome.
So welcome to Fayetteville Tech. We're pleased that you've chosen this college as a first step forward in your future. We are in the business of changing lives and changing lives for the better. And you may think of a community college as being a local institution. Fayetteville Tech is that, but we're very different as well because we serve Fort Liberty, because our community is highly diverse and a military community. We have a lot of mobility, people moving in and out. We have a lot of opportunities, not only for local employment, but for regional and national employment opportunities. So how many of you know exactly the program you want to go into and the career you're trying to pursue? Okay, great. At your age, I had no clue. I started at a college and I quit. I came home, I worked construction. I worked in my dad's gas station. And he said, son, you got to go back to college. I went back to college and I quit because I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. I was 21 years of age before I ever figured that out. Now, I say that if you don't know what you want to pursue, we've got some people over here that can help you figure that out. Okay? Mr. Marvin Price and Renata Simmons at the Job Career Center. Some of you here are here to start your education and move on to a 4-year. That's great. Some of you are here for a job. And if you're here for a job, those are some people you want to be talking to. Okay? Now, we're a large college. We have about 30,000 students here. We're the third largest community college in North Carolina. North Carolina has 58 community colleges. We are the best community college system in the entire country, bar none. Fayetteville Tech is a leader in innovation. So we're doing some very important things in our healthcare sector of the economy. We've got a great partner in Cape Fear Valley Health System. So if you're interested in healthcare careers, we've got opportunities there. If you're interested in going into a more advanced degree, maybe in medical area, we've got a great partnership with UNC Chapel Hill through our STEP initiative that Miss Letitia Nelson deals with. We have students that leave here and go to Columbia, MIT, University of California, all over the United States. So your future starts here. The other thing I will tell you is your success is our priority. It is my number one target, you being successful, whatever that goal is. But now, you've got to meet us halfway. And part of that meeting us halfway is being willing to raise your hand and say, I need help. When I was in college, The first 2 times, my grades weren't that big of an issue, but it was that change in coming from a farming community, a little community of less than 900 people, where my uncle, my grandmother, my father, everybody was in close net. All of a sudden I was away and I didn't feel like I belonged. You've got all kinds of organizations here at this institution. If you need help, let us know. We've got mental health counselors. We've got disability services. We've got a food pantry. We've got a clothes closet. We've got a YES program where if you want a mentor, we can get you a mentor. And yes, our faculty and staff serve as mentors. I serve as a mentor for a student or students that want somebody that they can talk to, want somebody that can help encourage and push and challenge them to go forward. You're entering a very important part of a journey of life. And I'm going to tell you something. When I grew up, my grandfather used to tell me, said, son, you got to have a high school degree. This was in elementary school. By the time I got in middle school, he said, son, you got to go to college to get a good degree, get a good job. By the time I got to college, it was, son, you got to have a master's degree to get a good job. And you know what it is now? You've got to be a lifelong learner. Doesn't matter the degree, you've got to train yourself to constantly reinvent, grow, enable yourself to move with the changes that are occurring in our economy. So we've got a stellar healthcare program, nursing in January, it's right. We will have the 3rd largest nursing program in the entire state, and that is with the universities. So I can't remember do you remember what the 1 and 2 school of nursings are? But that's up there with Chapel Hill and Duke. Our nursing program is going to be as big as theirs, okay? We've got a nationally recognized program in cybersecurity. So if you're into IT, I would encourage you to look at that. We're doing a lot of stuff with artificial intelligence. We got a lot of programs here, 86 of them. This young lady, Dr. Worth, is our chief academic officer. She manages all those programs, but my word to you is this: we're here to help you. We've got a lot of resources available, the foundation, scholarships, support, tutoring center, the whole deal. You've got to ask for it. It is a sign of courage to stand up and say, I don't know how to deal with this. I've never dealt with this. I need help. And you know what our return response will be? Well, let's find out. We will do it together. So welcome to the campus. You're in for a fun day. We appreciate you choosing Fayetteville Tech. You will see me off and on running back and forth on campus. I try hard to get to know my students. It's hard to learn 30,000 people, but take advantage of the things that are available here. They're for you. You belong here. You can succeed here, and we want to help you get that success. So welcome and have a great day.
All right. All right, everyone. So welcome to new student orientation. My name is Doris Munoz, and I am the Associate Vice President for Student Services here at Fayetteville Tech. Today, we're going to create for you an experience that hopefully will get you prepared and get for you all that you need to get ready for the start of classes in just, I think someone said 10 days. Is that correct? So it is coming very quickly. So first of all, this is kind of what you can expect for the rest of our time together here today. So we're only going to be sitting here in this room for about another 20 minutes. And then after that, we will disperse and go take care of some business throughout campus. So while you're sitting here today, we're going to have financial aid representatives come and say hello and go over some brief financial aid information, as well as our Trojan 101, which we will talk about our people, tools, and resources available on campus, tech check, and then time to get ready. So before we go into that, I want to invite some of my friends. As you are coming in, some of our current students served as orientation leaders, and I've invited them to come forward. They're all a little shy, but they're coming. Here they come. So, as you all know, you see we have Theo here with us today. Theo is our mascot. He is a Trojan. So I have a question for all of you. There you go. Thank you, Theo. So what is a Trojan? You know, we don't hear a whole lot about Trojans in the media or just we hear about them through our history, but what is a Trojan? What does it mean to be a Trojan? So I invited some of my friends to come up today and share with us a little bit about what it means for them to be a Trojan.
Hi all, my name is Sebastian. I'm 20 years old, and what it means for me to be a Trojan is simply being hardworking and dedicated.
Hi guys, my name is Arabella. My major is environmental science, and to me, being a Trojan means that I can prevail and overcome any difficulties that I may face.
Hi, I'm Kayla. I'm a senior C-STEP student majoring in business administration and childhood and family development. And to be a Trojan is someone that takes up all the great opportunities and resources through the campus. Like I just went to Japan through Ftcc and Colcon. So
Hi, everyone. My name is Claudette. My major is school psychology. This is my last year as a Fayetteville Trojan. Due to Miss Nelson, I got into East Carolina. To be a Trojan is kind of to, I guess, discover yourself and what you want to do and to be hardworking.
My name is Faith Jumper. I'm a high school connection student, and I'm a Trojan because it allows me to take college courses in high school.
Fantastic. Thank you all so much. Awesome. Thank you so much. So my question to you now, what does it mean to you for you to be a Trojan? Many of you may have just graduated high school. Some of you are coming back for that next chapter. And some of you just may be at home and you're like, you know what? Let's go see what else is out there for me. And that's amazing. So I have some prizes here that I'd like to give away. Would anyone like to stand up and share with the group, why are you a Trojan? Here we go. Can you take that over there?
Hello, my name is Joshua McMillan Jr., and this is my mom,
Hi.
to Sean Swift. And from what I hear of Trojan is I want to be determined to, can this, okay. I want to be determined to like get better and try to do something with my life. And that's basically it. I just want to do something and like make things.
I hear you. Well, welcome. Welcome. How about somebody else? Where you go? Perfect. Right here in the middle. Sebastian. Right in the middle.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Harold Timberlake. And so what it means to be a Trojan, I'm yet to absolutely find that out properly, but I'm happy to be here. But in being here, it means that one of the things is focus. Focus on achieving a goal that I've set forth, that I know that this particular environment will provide, and being the best that I can possibly be, and enjoying the experience while I have it. That's what it means to me to be a Trojan.
Thank you. How about someone else? In the back, straight back. Go back that way. Here you go, catch. Go back. Huh? All the way back. Here you go. And then
For me, it means that no matter how long, how hard it was for me to get to the point I am today, I still have a chance to come back with no help. Doesn't matter how many obstacles I have to get over. I can do whatever I want, really.
That's right. Welcome. All right, and two more. Right here, woo, up front.
I guess what it means for me to be a Trojan is it's definitely a new chapter. Feels weird not being in uniform anymore because I just retired, but I'm excited.
Welcome,
thank you.
and thank you for your service. All right, and one more. Right here up front.
Got the dog before I even answered. That's cool. Hi, I'm Faith. I guess for me, to be a Trojan means to be a first-gen college student because you're really close to me. And that means making a difference for the future for my family because we've been really poor my whole life, and I don't want to be that way anymore.
Welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. We are so glad to have you all here, no matter where you are in your journey. And just know that we are so happy to have you here and you belong here. So now we're going to do a little bit of an activity. So here's what I need for you to do. If you are an incoming student, I need you to take out your cell phone and please turn on your flashlight. And if my orientation leaders, if you guys can turn the lights off for me. We're going to hope that the natural light, oh, really? This will work good. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of an activity. I'm going to show some text up here on the screen. If this is something that you can relate to and it is something that you identify by, please shine your flashlight up in the air, okay? And then after you do so, you may put it back down for the next question, all right? So let's get started. All right. Thank you so much for participating in that little activity. I hope that just goes to show you that, you know, where we all are coming from different walks in our life, we all are coming from different backgrounds. We all are different, but we all are also connected somehow, some way. So thank you for that. So now we're going to move along. So I want to invite up my dear friend, Ms. Alexis Fleury. She is going to come talk to us briefly about financial aid.
Hey, how are y'all? Good. Has anyone completed the FAFSA already? Any hands that have not? Okay, so just one, a couple. Okay. All right, so the basics to financial aid. In order to receive financial aid, you need to do a FAFSA form every academic year. So basically in my head, I put a little reminder when it comes time for parents to do taxes and that kind of thing at the beginning of the year. It's kind of a reminder, go ahead and do your FAFSA for the upcoming year. However, the FAFSA does come out, the new FAFSA does come out in October, all right? For the 24-25 school year, you will need your 22 taxes, okay? So for the next upcoming year, it'd be 23. Okay, so what is what? So you have your federal loans and you also have your Pell Grants. What you do have to pay back is your student loans, so your unsubsidized and your subsidized loans. When it comes to your grants, the Pell Grant, the NC scholarship, them are things that you do not have to pay back. Also, other outside sources like work, you can do work study within the campus. You can also require about outside scholarships. Outside scholarships, a really good website for that is cfnc.org, the same place where you applied to scholarships. All right, so once again, the Pell Grant is gift money from the government. So definitely take advantage of this, even if you are getting VA benefits or that kind of thing. It is important for you to still fill out FAFSA, so that way we can see, who knows, you might get some free money. The max LEU is 600, and per semester it equals up to about 50%, okay? Now, for those that start in second 8-week classes, which is y'all that start classes come October, not this August, you will not see your aid on your account, all right? Now, for all August classes, you can go ahead and start purchasing your books at the bookstore come this Monday, all right? When you go there, you'll just basically present your ID and tell them that you would like to put it towards your financial aid account, all right? If you have the eligibility. Also, FTC has short-term loans. The easiest way to acquire about them is literally going to our FellowTech website in the search bar and just literally search short-term loans, okay? Federal grants. Federal grants is also grants that you do not have to pay back. It is based off a need, and most of the time it usually gives you about $1,000 per academic year. You will automatically be awarded that if, like I said, there is a need and once you do the FAFSA form. Also, with a lot of our grants, you have to at least be in 6 credits. So for the federal grant, you do have to be in at least 6 credits. The next scholarship is for NC residents only and has an annual household income of $80,000 or less. Also, that comes automatically when you do fill out the FAFSA form. And also with this scholarship, you have to be in at least 6 credits. Work study. Work study is jobs here on campus that we can offer you that will kind of help with your class schedule and also give you a little bit of extra cash in your pockets. You do have to have a financial aid GPA of a 2.0 or higher. Also, the paid hourly wage is $11.50. You will get at least, well, no more than 20 hours for a week, okay? Now, federal loans. So your subsidized loan is based off of need. Also, this loan, it does not start accruing interest while you're in a deferment period, okay? You at least have to be enrolled half time, so at least 6 credits. You do not have to worry about paying this subsidized loan unless you're 6 months after you graduate or 6 months of like you leaving school or that kind of thing. Now, unsubsidized loan is not need-based. Now, this unsubsidized loan does start accruing interest as soon as it is dispersed to you, okay? And you can choose to pay the interest while you're in school. When you do your insurance counseling, it will kind of talk about the numbers on what you can pay back, you know, to order to lower that monthly payment when it comes time for you to make that payment. To accept your student loans, you will have to go into your self-service. Up under financial aid information, you'll go to My Awards, and that's where you'll do your insurance counseling and your master promissory note. And that needs to be completed before accepting any student loans. Development courses. So this is for our students who have been out of high school for quite a bit of time. If you're 10 years after you come out of high school and you decide to come back to college, you have a choice to make if you want to take a placement test. If you do not take a placement test, then you would have to take like refresher courses. And we only cover up to 30 hours of them. Satisfactory academic progress. So in order to maintain your financial aid, we do have things in place where you have to maintain, like your GPA. You have to maintain a 2.0 financial aid GPA. It is different than your curriculum GPA. Also, your completion rate has to be 67% or higher. So when you get into classes, you start your first day, 3 days later, you say you want to drop classes. That will go towards your PACE, okay? So basically, your PACE is what you've attempted compared to what you've completed. So if you start classes 2 weeks later, decide to drop, that's what affects your PACE. Failure to comply your first semester will be a financial aid warning, and then your second one is financial aid suspicion. And in order to come off suspicion, you have to do a SAP appeal where you explain kind of what went on and we accept unusual circumstances. Max time frame, that's also a max time frame appeal. So in order to like make sure that you're not receiving so many credits, we kind of ask like, you know, you maintain in the same program that you're in. It's okay to change programs, yes, but just know you might get up to the point where it says max time frame or you're close to max time frame. What that means is that your program might have, let's say, a max of 96 credits, but you've already took 116 credits. So therefore, it will put you at max time frame. And that's financial aid. Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
So our financial aid office is open and is in this building. So if you have any questions about your aid, you can go stop by their office on their way out after their session today. I do want to go back and talk about one thing that Ms. Fleury mentioned, and is this right here. This is satisfactory academic progress. I've been in higher education for over 20 years, and this right here is the #1 thing that I've seen that hinders students from completing their degrees. So basically what this means is if you don't do what you're supposed to do, the federal government's not going to be able to give you any more monies to continue. So you lose your aid. And at that point, many students don't have the funds to pay out of pocket to pay for the remaining balance. So you don't want to find yourself in this situation. You have to maintain the 2.0 GPA, and you have to complete 67% of the classes you start. That doesn't just mean, I took this class and then I got to withdraw. Those withdrawals will catch up to you. You have to complete the class. If an F and a withdrawal through a satisfactory academic progress is seen as the same thing. So you have to complete the class. Even if you could scoot by with a D-, you did better than an F and a W. So you want to make sure that you are meeting that 67% of the classes you start. So at any point you find yourself, I think I might be getting close to this, or that's that thing that lady talked about during orientation and gave us a warning about, talk to your advisor. Talk to your academic advisor. This right here is very serious and will catch up to you and you'll lose your aid if not careful. Next, I want to invite up some of my friends for Trojan 101, Miss Alicia De Jesus and Tisha McLean. and they will be talking to you about some people, people, tools, and resources available on campus.
All right, good afternoon. Can we try this one more time? Good afternoon. How are you all doing today? Y'all ready for the 19th? You sure? You positive? How many have not registered for classes? Okay, that's not bad. It's not too bad. Okay, so my name is Tisha McLean. I am a success coach. I have with me
Alicia De Jesus. I'm the coordinator of academic advising.
Okay, so we're going to talk to you a little bit about what we do, how our roles are similar, and how we're different. Because often students be like, I thought I knew. Not me. All right, so what's up here? We're going to talk about the people, some of the tools, as well as the resources that we have on FTCC campus. So when you come here, you belong to part of a team. We are a portion of that team. Financial aid is part of your team. The AVP is part of your team. The people that you saw out here, they are part of your Trojan Success team. But the three members of this team we're going to talk about today are the academic advisors, success coaches, best people on campus, and of course your faculty member, the person who is going to teach you. So with this success team, the first thing, of course, we want to do is we want to listen to you. What's going on? For those of you that are undecided about your program, guess what? Talk to us. We can do a career assessment. Try to figure out what you want to do. When you were in the second grade, what did you say you wanted to do when you grew up? You want to say Superman? Okay, let's come in a little bit more. Well, I thought about being a fireman or a teacher. What type of teacher? That's the kind of stuff we'll help you with. Also, if you need something, for example, I need tutoring. Well, the first thing I'm going to ask you is, have you spoken to your instructor? Why? This is not high school anymore. You can actually talk to your teachers. Guess what? That's what they're here for. They're paid to do that. They want to help you so that you can actually succeed and move on. If you need food, we have a food pantry. If you need clothes for an interview, we have a success closet. Like I said, we have the Student Learning Center. We have computer labs on campus. We don't have it on campus. We also have community resources, but we can have you reach out to those people that can help you. We also help you reach your personal goals. So of course, today is your first day. In 2 years, we're going to see you walk across the stage. We're going to be like, wow, you did it. Then you'll be like, I want to come back. Come on back. We'll accept you again. Again, your career goals. When I grow up, when I graduate from here, do I just want my 2-year degree or do I want to continue on and earn my 4-year degree? What are your ultimate goals? And of course, the most important thing we want you to do is be academically successful. So as a success coach, I will look at you, I'll be like, you know what, that's great. I'm so happy that you earned that A or B, but also I'll be like, what happened that you have that D or that F in that class? So with that, our academic advisors are responsible for.
So we focus on your classes, right? So academic advisors are kind of curriculum experts, meaning they know what classes you should take in your program. They know how you should take them, whether we only offer fall or spring, do we recommend online or in person, things like that, 16 weeks versus 8 weeks. So we make sure you're taking the right classes to map your goal. If you're a full-time student, you want to be out here in 2 years, so we got to make sure we keep you on track. If you're part-time, we want to make sure we do that. So your academic advisor is there to make sure you're taking the classes the way you need to take them and that you're on track for your program to graduate. So it's very important when we talk a little bit about schedule changes and things like that. If you have questions, your advisor is here for you to make sure that you're taking them and that if we need to adjust your schedule, we can, because we don't want you to have any VA, financial aid, any issues like that.
So again, like I said, we have you in your program, have your academic advisor talk about your academic plan. As a success coach, come the 19th, you're gonna come in here. Where do I go? So we're gonna help you navigate the school. We're gonna show you exactly where ATC is, where VCC. We're gonna help you navigate the campus as well as any other resources that you need. And again, like I said, we're your success experts. So we receive those things called early alerts. You'll receive an email from us, congratulations, you earned an A or B in a particular class. You'll also receive that email from us, what happened in that class, let's talk. What is the time management issue? Were you out, were you sick? Those are the things you need to talk to us about so you can actually be successful whenever you leave FTCC. And of course, the last person of this team is your faculty member. As I stated earlier, if you're having any issues in your class, please let the first person you talk to be your instructor. They are here to help you. If you cannot get in contact with them, then you see your success coach or your academic advisor so we can step in on your behalf. Remember, they are the people who have the content knowledge. We don't have the content knowledge. We can tell you about the program. We can tell you which classes to take. I can't tell you how to build a car engine because I know nothing about that. They also help you with the networking and the mentorship. So again, when you're trying to get into a particular industry, they are the experts in that area as well, and actually also help push you to grow. So whenever that time comes in May of 2026, something like that, your academic advisor, your success coach, and a faculty member will make sure you get to the ultimate goal of graduation. So for those of you who are in the allied health, that is in everything but nursing, your academic advisor is located in our Health Technology Center. For those of you that are in nursing, we have our Nursing Education Simulation Center. My CTE people, that will be business, engineering, IT, skilled trades. What am I missing? Public service. So for those of you trying to do hair, being a teacher, you're located in Cumberland Hall. For those of you trying to transfer onto a four-year institution, our advisors are located in Horasis, room 612. And again, all of your success coaches are located in the Tony Rand Student Center from rooms 102 on down. So if you are lost, you do not know where to go, we are always here to help you. And of course, your faculty member, they're located throughout the campus in their various buildings. So make sure that you check your syllabus to figure out exactly where your instructors are located.
Alrighty, so you have about 3 things that we say your basic needs here for you to access, right? So by a show of hands, how many of you have already accessed your student email? Okay, yay! Okay, so we have a few things. So self-service, right? That is your place. That is for everything. That is going to be your schedule. So like if you lose your schedule, you need to reprint it. That's where you reprint it or adjust your schedule. It's how you register for classes. It's how you make payment. It's how you look at your financial aid, right? So there's a lot that goes on in your self-service account. Blackboard. Blackboard is where you access your courses and assignments. So your courses are going to show up on August 19th. So if you're starting classes on August 19th, that is the day that all of your classes are going to show up in your Blackboard. I highly advise on the 19th, you log in, for 1, to make sure all your classes are showing up. But 2, we always do, if you're in an online class, what we call almost like a course entry assignment. That's your first assignment for the course. That lets us know you're here. That's your attendance for the course, right? So it's really important that you do that early on. So Blackboard is where you do all your online schoolwork for your classes. Now your email. Your email is how we communicate with you. It's how your success team communicates with you. It's how the college communicates with you. It's how your instructors communicate with you. So I highly advise you get in the habit of checking your email daily. It is a Gmail, so some students prefer to download it on their phone, the app, and use it that way. But I would get in the habit of that so you can stay up with communication. And then if you need anything from any of us, that's how you communicate with us. So your email is very important. All right, so we just told you about success teams. And you're probably like, well, how do I know who's on my success team? Well, we have built something for that. So we have built what's called Student Success and Engagement. And there's a few ways you can access it so you can see your success team. So the little yellow flyer shows you, it is an app. It is called Watermark Student that you can download on your phone. And it's a little graduation cap with a purple background. So it's called Watermark Student. And what this does is allow you to access your success team. So it's going to show you your advisor. It's going to show you your success coach. It's going to show you your financial aid advisor. It'll also show you some other folks. So if you are on a sports team, it'll show you your coach, things like that. It's a way to access us. From that, you are going to be able to click on it. It'll have our phone number and our email. You click on it and get access right to us. Okay, so it's going to give you quick access. But the cool thing about the app is it has some features that when we talked about those early alerts, you will get this. And if you download the app, it actually comes through as a push notification that says, hey, we see you're struggling in class. What's going on? We want to help you, right? So the app is very useful. But if you don't want to use the app, we did build this on the website for you to access. You can still always have access to what we call SS&E. So under my Ftcc, we have built all your links you need: self-service, Blackboard, Gmail, and then this is called Watermark Student Success and Engagement. So you can use the app, or you can go on our website under my Ftcc and access it. And this is where you can see your success team. You'll see our lovely photos in there, but you'll always be able to access it at any time and reach us when you need us. So let's talk about your schedule a little bit. So you got your schedule, you're trying to figure out, all right, how do I read it? How do I know where I go? What times? Things like that. All right, if you are in a completely online class, then with that being said, you will see that beside ACA 122, it'll say dedicated internet, INET, so dedicated internet. That tells you are in a completely online class that does not meet in person, right? That means you do all your schoolwork through Blackboard. Also pay attention to dates. So some of you are going to start August 19th. Some of you might have some classes that start in October. So with that being said, you want to pay attention to your dates beside your schedule because that tells you is an August or October date. We also have some off-cycle classes. So maybe you come back and take a class that starts in September. So that date is going to tell you when that class starts. That's very important because we see a lot that you show up on 19th and we're eager to have you, but it's usually an October class you're looking for, right? So you didn't have to get up early. You could have slept in. That kind of tells you what day your classes start. Now we're looking at an in-person class. So Psych 150, as you look beside the days, you'll see MW, which means that is a Monday, Wednesday class. So that class meets Monday and Wednesday, and the time is 11 a.m. to 11:50, right? And so it'll tell you right beside it, Cumberland Hall, CUH 317. But that class starts on August 19th, okay? So that tells you how to read your schedule kind of from left to right, your location, your time, your dates, all that good stuff for you. And if you have any questions, stop any of us on campus that you see. We are all going to be ready for you. We know the first week is kind of confusing, finding out your buildings, where you go, acronyms, so we're available to help you for that. Let's talk about schedule changes a little bit. So most of you are registered, so we are very excited to have you registered early. Yay! So just a little quick tip about that in your future. The earlier you register, the better schedule you get for you. So the more classes are open, the times that you want, the closer we get to school starting, classes start filling up, we only have certain times left, things like that. We always open up registration early. So when you start getting those emails saying it's time to register, we start registering while you're still in classes for the next semester, right? It is never too early to really get registered because we want to make sure you get the classes you want. But for right now, let's say you're trying to figure out your schedule. So you have up until the day classes start. So classes start Monday the 19th. You have until Sunday the 18th to adjust your schedule with no penalty. That's why we got it green, right? That means you're good to go, no financial penalty, no problem. You can adjust your schedule up until the 18th. All right, so what happens once classes start? Once classes start on the 19th, it gets a little risky. That's why we got you in yellow. So you technically can do schedule changes up until the 10% mark of your class. For an 8-week class, that's like 2 or 3 days. For a 16-week class, it can be 4 to 5. Now, we always ask that you speak with your advisor before you make your change. There's things that we got to pay attention to so you don't get a financial penalty. Because in reality, our policy is that if you just drop a course after you start it, up until the 10% mark, you do get charged 25% of that course, right? That doesn't mean we can't adjust your schedule. Why do you talk to an advisor? Because they'll help you figure out what that looks like for you. Is there an issue? Things like that. We do know things happen. Students come in and say, all right, I really can't do this in-person class. I really have to work, so I need to do it online. We will help you adjust that, right? But we just ask you talk to someone first before you make that adjustment on your own, so we can try to avoid a financial penalty for you. Now, after that 10% mark of your class, you can no longer add or drop or adjust your schedule. So that's the red zone. That means you are withdrawing from a course. I'm going to say the same thing. If you want to withdraw from a course because you feel that you are either not succeeding or it's not going well or things like that, do talk to your team. Your success team here wants to talk to you to figure out what's going on. Most of the time, we can offer some help so you can stay in the course, right? But we need to know early on. But withdrawals do affect you when it comes to your aid, your financial aid, your VA benefits, things like that. And we don't want you to have to owe all this money back. So come talk to us if you ever feel like you need to adjust your schedule or you need to withdraw from a course so we can just see how that affects you and talk about all your options for you. But earlier, the better, okay? All right, so everybody's kind of talked about some resources today. We have tons of resources for you, and they are free. They are for you. So with that being said, we have academic support. So we talked about the Student Learning Center, which is free tutoring. They are open when we get back to regular schedule in the fall, 8 to 7 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5 on Fridays. We We have a math, a science, and an English lab all day long available for you. Now, other subjects, they do rotate out, but on our website for the Student Learning Center, they'll tell you about the times and days they have for other subjects, right? But they are there for you. They have people waiting for you to come in and ask for help. That's what their job is. They're there all day waiting for you to ask questions about those classes. You take your papers in there after you wrote them, let them review them. They'll talk about adjustments for you, things like that. With that being said, we talk about career development. So we can do career assessments with you if you don't know what you want to do. We do resume building, and we do tons of career fairs here that we open up to students in the community. And we will usually do a lot of them in here in Tony Rand, but we'll invite all types of jobs to come out here that have openings and be able to talk to you guys and things like that. Wellness and well-being. So we do offer services for mental health, counseling, and like life coaching. So if things that you're going through, you want to talk to somebody about it, we have that service here for you for free, right? You just got to let someone know. We'll get you connected to that department. When it comes to a few things like technology, we got a few different things. So we talked about open computer labs. So we have an open computer lab here that is even open on Saturdays, right? So if you're struggling at home or your internet goes out or you got something you need to do, we have the resources for you. With that being said, we also have a loaner laptop program. So if you don't have a laptop right now and you're like, I really can't afford one right now, I'm waiting on my financial aid, we can always get you set up with the Student Learning Center, as we do have free laptops for you to rent out and use as a student. And then when you no longer need it, you just turn it back in, right? So that is a service that we have here for you. Social engagement. So we have tons of clubs and organizations for you to join. So usually during Welcome Week, the second week of school, we'll have them out and about for you to see. I highly encourage you to join something, right? And if you don't see something, then definitely think about maybe making it a club here, right? If you don't see it, okay, but then get some people together and we can make you something that you enjoy, right? So we really want you to get engaged, get the experience out. I think as a community college, people just think the rep is like come to school and go home. But we have fun here, and we want you to have fun during your time here as well, okay?
Thank you guys so much. All right, so we're just about done. We're going to wrap up here. So by show of hands, how many of you have already completed your the big three that Alicia was talking about? These three right here. How many of you have already logged in self-service, Blackboard, student email? Show of hands. Okay, good. Those of you who just raised your hand. After we're done with this, you are free to go and move on forward to take care of your business. Those of you who have not done these steps, we will transition to what we're going to call our tech check, okay? And that is going to happen in this building directly right next door is Ftcc. And that's where if you head over there in room 126 and 127, we have people there who will help you log in, get all this set up for you so you can take care of this today. So additionally, though, this afternoon, what you can expect, you all came in and you had your name tags, black and gold team. We're going to just move on past that, and we're just going to split you up, those of you who have done your tech check and those of you who have not, okay? So if you have not, you go take care of it next door. If you have, what do you need to do? Well, what you can do is we have a tour that's getting ready to leave. If you're interested in getting a tour of campus, it will leave from the big desk in here in the main room for the student center. It'll be leaving there at 2:30, and then we'll do another one at 3:30. So if you'd like to get a tour, those will be happening. If you haven't gotten your student ID yet, you can go to GCB. It's the General Classroom Building. And if you go out the door and go all the way across this parking lot to the left, you can go get your ID card made, as well as take care if you need a parking sticker. They are there, as well as the bookstore is available for you there. Other than that, you're free to go and just kind of take care of your business for the rest of the day. We hope that you have a great time, and please let us know if you have any questions. I lost all control.